I'm here talking to eventer Lucinda Fredericks and her daughter Ellie, with your horse resident vet Gil Riley, training academy coach Jay Hallam, with legendary show jumper Jeff Billington, with senior equine nutritionist Teresa Hollands, the legendary Eilberg family, with Australian horsemanship Jason Webb, with Michael Peace, legendary eventer Oliver Townend, up-and-coming show jumper Harriet Nuttall. Lucinda, how did your demonstration go at your horse live this morning?
Well, it's always difficult doing the first one because you never know quite how it's going to pan out. And the main thing is really, you've got a very mixed audience. You've got people that want to know all about the technical stuff and people want to know all the reality sort of stories and stuff. So I try to intermingle it and do some technical stuff.
Jeff, you've been to your horse live a number of times now. What do you enjoy most about the show?
It's a fantastic crowd when we're doing the demonstrations. The crowd is so appreciative.
Teresa, you've just had your speech in the Equine Learning Zone. Why do you think we are seeing so many overweight horses nowadays?
Well, one of the biggest problems is because the overweightness has been going on for a period of 10 to 20 years. What we're learning from human nutrition is that we've actually started to change the biology of our horses. So it's not just a simple case of overfeeding and lack of exercise. We're actually doing what was called epigenetic changes. And if people are interested in that, it's worth putting that into Google because there's so much information on it.
And we also hear that you're in a band as well.
Yeah, I was. There's something I did as well. I've always been in bands since I was in my teens, and I just left one about a year ago, but it was good fun. It was playing all rock covers and stuff, which is quite a different, just a completely different thing from what I do in my day job.
What advice would you give to someone that's wanting to come into the dressage world? How would they do that?
Well, I think you
learn from him.
Learn from the master.
you ought to look. These days you have to look for a good enough material because the horses are so good out there now that 3 good paces are really almost a necessity now.
Yeah.
That combined with the right training.
With the type of job you do, it can be quite dangerous. What kind of injuries have you had from it?
Probably the worst injury I've had is a broken collarbone. I've been quite lucky considering what I've done. That's the only bone I've broken. And funnily enough, I did it not doing my girth up. Of all the silly things to do your girth up.
We've heard about your recent win in Portugal on the Ladies Champions Tour. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt really good. Yeah, my horse I jumped in that was only 8 years old, so it was really inexperienced to be jumping that class. Didn't expect to win it. He was awesome. He jumped amazing. Had to do 3 rounds and the last one against the clock, against 4 people at the end. And being a masters class, you could just win a car or nothing. So second place was nothing, so it was cool.
What is the most common ailment that you find yourself treating for these days, and what can owners do to avoid that?
Well, that's a very good question. The most common ailment would be a very broad church, I think, and that would be lameness. And there are many things that owners can do to avoid lameness, depending on, of course, what type of lameness we're suffering from.
You've already had one demonstration today. In it, Jeff took the bridle off your horse. Why did he do that?
You tell me. You never quite know what's going to happen with Jeff. Luckily, 11:15 was a bit too early for him to have been drinking, so God only knows what's going to happen in the 3 o'clock session.
And it's getting near Christmas now. Any wishes on your Christmas list this year?
Oh, I don't think you've got enough time to take all of those down. Hey, listen, there's always things that people want, but I suppose I've got some nice horses and some very loyal owners and some amazing friends, so best not to be too greedy.
That's all you need, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.